And I think this is something that the Catholic Church has not been slow to follow all the necessary channels to raise these issues with the right officers in our country. And we will continue doing it. That's right. Our hospitals, the faith-based hospitals, which serve many of our people in all across our country, in all the counties, and serve some of the most needy Kenyans in the far distant places. It is very difficult for them to operate. What is happening is that the staff are going for months without salaries. We cannot purchase even basic medical supplies to look after patients. So the situation in the hospitals is serious. It is desperate. It is desperate because it is affecting some of the most needy Kenyans who are served by these faith-based hospitals and medical centers. That's why we are appealing to the government to move the speed and reimburse the money spent and which are due from NHIF and now SHIF or SHA, whichever case it may be. The hospitals are crippled. They cannot serve our people, especially the most needy, because of this serious anomaly. Thank you.
I can shed light on that. The Catholic and the Protestant hospitals are owed, or were owed, 3 billion Kenyan shillings by NHIF by the time it closed its doors. That's how bad it is.
Well, of course, it's very important that the church really talks about this, and as we have heard, it's a great concern for us also that people are being abducted. We have reports of people being killed. So definitely that is why we are mentioning this concern, and we are also, maybe some of us are in touch with the victims, those families and all that. So as church, we also try to console them. But the key thing is that this is unacceptable and it should not be happening in our country.
It is not our responsibility to know the details of this. The church doesn't have security agencies. We know who has the mandate to protect the country. That's why we must voice this out and speak on behalf of the very helpless, many Kenyans, many who are dying, many who are getting lost, some who have died or some who have gone missing and cannot be accounted for. We cannot live in a country where human life is treated like the life of a chicken. This is what we are trying to raise. And we shall continue voicing this out, that the lives of people living within the borders of our country are protected as per the Constitution.
If you can comment on the issue of family, the Constitution recognizes the family as the basic unit of society and should receive support and all the necessary support from the state. But the family seems to be falling. A lot of morality seems to be coming within Kenya. I'm sure from where you sit, you have the term Engonga. So what can you say about this state of immorality within Kenya, and perhaps how can you protect the family in this regard?
The church has an illustrious program in the preparation for marriage and accompaniment of families. And we have interventions through Marriage Encounter Couples for Christ. But the onus and the responsibility of the government that we vote as a family is to protect it by giving it a prime place so that the church is able to journey with them. The family is forth from outside, because things like contraceptives, things like abortion, things like neglect, even during maternal or paternal leave, the government does not give any except when it wants the votes from the family. So we are sending a clarion call that the family, a happy family, is a happy nation. So take care of the family. And we have countries that have even a minister for the family, like Hungary and many other countries. Would we be also, as a country, look at the family as people of Kenya? So we want to send a clarion call and continue to voice this, that the family ought to be taken care of. And the nation, the state, the government has a responsibility. And even in passing laws, the people in parliament are elected by members of these families. But after election, then they are not given a prime of place. So the church voices this, that we need to work together, as mentioned in the text of the message, that there is a room for us to consult and even dialogue on issues about the family. Kenya is a beautiful country, and we are united, but what makes us not to take care of the family?
Thank you.
One more question. Okay. One to on the daily
This is for myself on the start. My question relates with your concern that you have given statements before, but the government has responded. We saw in the aftermath of the protests a section of your government that you represented, you made the President's State House. Is there some line of communication between you guys and the government so that you don't address them to the press? Have you engaged them, engaged the President or government? And what is their feedback when you engage them over all these issues?
We have a line of communication, and I think we do what we have to do as church. We follow all the structures as expected of us, and whoever needs to receive information through the proper channels, we make sure they receive the information. If there's no response, we cannot keep quiet. We'll keep on raising these pertinent issues in our country to make sure that we create a country where everybody feels at home and everybody's life is not only appreciated, protected, and every Kenyan and every citizen, those who live within the borders of Kenya, especially the issue of life, they feel protected. And I think this is something that the Catholic Church has not been slow to follow all the necessary channels to raise these issues with the right officers in our country. And we will continue doing it.
My name is David Mutoka from NTV. Another term that you may have come across, especially the past few months, was Kufa Dereva, Kufa Makanga. And Makanga is gone. And this happened to the dissatisfaction that Kenyans have with the government. We've raised up to 60 issues that continue to plague the nation. If these issues continue to persist, is the stance Kufa Dereva, Kufa Makanga also likely to be held after the issues?
The stand of the Catholic Church is that we are concerned that there are wrangles in leadership. And when there are wrangles, development stalls, okay? The issue of Makanga and the river is not really within the parameters or what the statement of the Catholic bishops is giving today. We are saying whichever wrangle, whether it's by the Makanga or by the Ndereva, is affecting development of our country. We are not moving forward. So we need a bit of more cohesion in the leadership in the government for us to move forward as we begin preparing in the next 2 years for the next elections. Thank you.
There's only one more question, then we are going to take a copy of this when we use agenda. Only one more question, please.
Maybe just a quick one. I guess my question is we have seen recently the return of politicians to the movement. Something you people have stopped after the protests. What are you doing to stop it? Because it's also it's running
We don't want to speak for others, but for ourselves in the Catholic Church, there are no politicians in our pulpit. I don't want to speak for others, but in our pulpits, we have tried to make sure that they are not used for political ends. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having our invitation. Get a copy of the statement from Rosa Chego, and you have prepared a cup of tea over there. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.